Omaima Nelson, the woman who cooked her husband. She was beautiful, mysterious, and seductive, but behind her striking looks hid a deadly secret. This is the terrifying true story of Omaima Nelson, a woman who didn't just kill her husband, she cooked him. Who was Omaima Nelson? Omaima Nelson was born in Egypt in 1968. Her early life was marked by trauma and abuse. She claimed that she was the victim of female genital mutilation at a young age, a traumatic and painful procedure still practiced in some parts of the world. In her teenage years, she moved to the United States, chasing the dream of a better life. She landed in California, where she worked as a model and nanny, and eventually fell into a lifestyle of partying and surviving through a string of relationships, often with older men. She was described as charming, attractive, and seductive, but also manipulative, unstable, and emotionally unpredictable. The marriage that turned deadly. In October 1991, Omaima met Bill Nelson, a 56-year-old former pilot and oil worker. He was tall, loud, and had a criminal past, including charges of sexual assault and fraud. Despite their 33-year age difference and both of their volatile pasts, they married after just a few weeks of knowing each other. Friends said the relationship was intense, filled with arguments, passion, and suspicion. But no one could have predicted what would happen next, just 1 month after their wedding, on Thanksgiving weekend, 1991. Everything went horrifyingly wrong. The murder. According to Omaima's own testimony, on November 28, 1991, the couple got into a violent argument at their home in Costa Mesa, California. She claimed that Bill had been physically and sexually abusing her for days, and during one attack, she snapped. She hit him with a lamp, stabbed him with scissors, and then used a clothes iron to continue the assault. Finally, she stabbed him to death with a kitchen knife. But the horror didn't end there. Over the next few days, Omaima dismembered his body, using an electric carving knife, a hammer, and tools found around the apartment. She boiled his hands in oil, allegedly to remove fingerprints. His head was found in a pot on the stove, and parts of his torso were in the garbage disposal. Some reports say she grilled his ribs and may have even eaten parts of his body, though this was never definitively proven. When police searched the apartment, they found body parts in garbage bags, human remains in the refrigerator, and bloody cookware that had clearly been used to prepare food. The media erupted with headlines calling her the Thanksgiving cannibal and the Black Widow of Costa Mesa. Caught by her own panic, Omaima was caught when she went to an ex-boyfriend's house, a man named Jose Esquivel, and asked him for help. She showed up covered in blood, saying her husband had been abusive and that she had to kill him. Then she added a chilling sentence. "If you saw what I did to him, you'd never believe it." Jose contacted the police immediately. When authorities arrived at Omaima's apartment, they were greeted by the smell of rotting flesh and the sight of horror straight out of a nightmare. The trial. In 1993, Omaima Nelson was tried for the murder and dismemberment of Bill Nelson. Her defense team argued that she had acted in self-defense, claiming years of abuse and sexual violence at the hands of Bill. A psychologist testified that she suffered from post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, and borderline personality disorder. However, the prosecution painted a different picture. They claimed Omaima was a cold-blooded killer who married Bill for money, and when she couldn't control him, she slaughtered him. They pointed out that she had previously scammed or attacked other older men, and this killing fit a disturbing pattern. Omaima was convicted of second-degree murder and sentenced to 28 years to life in prison. Where is she now? As of today, Omaima Nelson is still in prison in California. She has been denied parole multiple times, most recently in 2011, when the board ruled that she posed a continued danger to society. During that parole hearing, she claimed she was a different person, deeply religious now, and full of regret. But the gruesomeness of her crime still haunts the public. Legacy of a nightmare. The story of Omaima Nelson is one of the most disturbing true crime cases in modern American history. Not just for the killing, but for the chilling aftermath. It's the story of a woman with a dark past, a toxic relationship, and a final act of unimaginable violence. To this day, no one knows the full truth of what happened that Thanksgiving weekend. But one thing is certain. Bill Nelson died in a way no human being ever should.
If you want more real-life horror stories, dark psychology, and twisted true crime cases, make sure to subscribe and check out the rest of the channel. And remember, sometimes the scariest monsters don't hide in the shadows. They sit across from you at the dinner table.